Hello students, I am Yasasri Vikramasinghe, a former lead software engineer, and currently I am working as a lecturer at University of Moratuwa. Today, we are starting a new topic, user interfaces and user experience design basics. I am really excited to teach you this topic. I hope you are already familiar with our color coding. During this topic also, I'll be using some of these colors to highlight some of the important points throughout my slides. Please have a look. We are going to focus on identifying some reasons behind bad website designs. I will show you several web pages, and today we are going to discuss what makes a website good and what makes a website bad. I will practically show some very important design practices to you all. And also, I will explain 4 golden rules of UI designing, which is very important to know. By following those 4 rules, students, you will be able to design great user interfaces and user experiences. As beginners to web designing, I hope you are excited to go this journey with me. Okay students, now you are looking at a website, but at a glance, you can realize this website is not looking very good. What makes this website a bad website? You can notice there are some different photos. Some photos are overlapping on another photos. And also, you can notice there are some text in different colors. For an example, this text is in red color. And also, there's another text in gray color. And also we have purple color text. There are a lot of variations that you can see in these texts. It doesn't look right. And also you can see there are some text. These are in different font sizes. This paragraph text is in one particular font size, but this particular font, it's in a different size. This is one example for a bad website UI design. I'll show another one. Can you see this particular website? Students, now this website at a glance you can see it is very distracting. There are a lot of high contrast colors used. Red colors on top of this picture. It's not looking right. And also there are a lot of distracting animations. Right? And also you can see there are some paragraph text, but this text is not very appealing to users. There's no any margin here, and also this text is something very big and there are a lot of capital letters. This is not very good website design. And also you can see there's a sidebar, but this sidebar is too long, but most of the other parts of the website is empty. So users have to scroll a lot to go to the bottom of the website. And then students, you can see there are a lot of animations, but these animations are not very good. It's distracting. And this text is placed on top of very high contrast green color background. There are a lot of mistakes that you can see in this website also. So we can identify this website as another bad website design. Okay students, the third one. At a glance, this website might look okay to you compared to the 2 previous websites that we referred. But still, experts identify this website as a bad web design as well. Can some of you tell me what's the wrong? with this website. Can anyone try? Here, one big issue in this website is using contradictory colors. That means in this header section, there's a blue background, and then you have a yellow background in the middle of the website, and then you have a light green color background. So these background colors are not very professional looking. Because of these color issues, this website is not so good. And also, students, you can see this header is very distracting. This header stays at the same place and it covers a lot of the website space, especially when I scroll down. So these three are some examples for bad website design. User interfaces and user experiences designing is a huge domain. There are specific UI UX designers to do this work. However, it is very important to have at least some basic idea about this domain as beginners to web designing. That is why we are going to discuss one of the very important UI UX concepts, which calls as the 4 golden rules of UI and UX design. This is very simple, yet very powerful guideline. I will explain one by one to you. First, when you are designing websites, you should give full control of the website to your users. What I mean by that? I'll show you an example and explain this further. This is one website that we are looking, w3schools.com. So in this website, the developers are given full control to these users. If a user is inside a website like this, they can actually go back to home. There's a button for that. And also, users can go to any other websites, web pages through this particular home page. For an example, if I want to learn CSS, I can click this button. This is a website button. So I can click and go into another web page. Now from this web page, again, users have freedom to go back to home. And also you can go to next web page. There are buttons for this. These are some website controls or buttons that web designers of this particular W3 Schools website have given to their users. As users, we feel we have much more control on this website. We feel comfortable to navigate across different web pages in this website. This is one very good thing that you can implement. You can integrate with your website designs. It's complying with the first golden rule that we are learning. And also, you can do some other things to give users a proper sense of control. I'll show another example. Okay, suppose I want to save my code that I modified on W3 Schools website. So I modified this code and now I want to save this. When I'm saving, I have the save button and I click it. It asks me to log in. I'll log into this site. And now see this W3 School website giving me the option to save as a website button. So I'll click this. Now once I click save button, this website is giving me a feedback with a nice little green icon, and then the website is telling me that my code snippet is already saved, and also this website is giving me a link to find my saved code. This is very good feedback. You also need to think when you are designing websites, you need to give a very good feedback to your users. It can be during your login process, it can be during saving or maybe creating an account, registering with your website. Always, if a user performs an action on your website, try to give a proper feedback to your users. We were looking at the first golden rule. Place users in control of the interface. The next important rule is make it comfortable to interact with your website. There's a saying, less is more. You can adapt this concept to your web design as well. Don't overload your website with so many items. Like some designers are used to put lot of buttons, lot of fonts, photos, videos, animations. Don't do it. Don't overload your website with lot of elements. It will distract your users. Keep it simple and functional. And also, keep your website easy to understand. Use simple words. Don't put very complicated text or images accordingly. Third rule, reduce the cognitive load. That means your website should not demand a lot of thinking process from its users. Inherently, your website should be appealing to its users and it should attract new users. Try to use commonly known words, phrases, icons. For an example, look at these different icons. Look at these different icons. Some icons are with thumbs up. Some icons are with a red color and a heart-shaped icon. If you want to add an icon, maybe for a similar kind of purpose, to like a post or to like a photo, always remember to use kind of a very familiar icon to your website design. If you are using a completely different icon, something like this, it will maximize the cognitive load that you are demanding from your users, because they have to think what it means by this particular icon. But if you are using a familiar icon as a like button, something like this, it will resonate well with its users. So I encourage you to go with a familiar and well-known website design. Icons, it's just an example that I took, but also you can do the same with your fonts, your website layout design, your animations, everything. Fourth one, make user interfaces consistent. This is very important rule. Suppose you design a website with multiple web pages. There, you need to use same color theme across all your web pages. If you put paragraph text in black color at one of your pages, in other page, you should not use red color for the same. Always use the same look and feel, same color profile, same font sizes. Try to make it consistent across all your web pages. Altogether, I gave you some examples and explained the 4 golden rules of UI UX design. As beginners to web designing, you all can start thinking further about these concepts and apply as much as possible in your future projects. Next session is focused on discussing a tool called Chrome Developer Tools. I am trying to use that tool to explain how to design very good looking user interfaces and designs as a hands-on session. It will be a very practical and interesting session for you all. I can't wait to teach you that. Thank you, everyone. Hello students, I am Yasasri Wickramasinghe, a former lead software engineer, and currently I am working as a lecturer at University of Moratuwa. Today, we are going to look into a very practical topic, which is debugging user interfaces using Chrome Developer Tools. I am going to explain everything step by step from the very beginning. During this course, we are using this particular color coding to make it easier for you to understand the lecture material. Today, you will be introduced to Google Chrome Developer Tools, which is most needed tool for web designers. I will show how to open it and some of its features available and also some practical aspects of it. Next, I will introduce some further features available with Google Chrome Developer Tools and how you can utilize them for your user interface designing activities. This will be a hands-on session, so you also can practice some of these activities together with me. Let's get started. To open Chrome Developer Tools, open Google Chrome browser and click View menu. Then go to Developer section and click Developer Tools. Suppose you design a web page, but you are not sure how this web page is going to look on different devices and how your web page elements going to resize according to different screen sizes. Here, using Google Chrome Developer Tools, you can edit your code while previewing the changes happen. Also, another example, suppose you have added different colors on your web page, but you are not so sure whether those colors are good enough, whether there are some high contrasting colors, whether these colors are distracting users. You can use developer tools to automatically evaluate your color combinations, and this tool can give you some improvement suggestions. Another feature is, suppose you have implemented some JavaScript code on your web page, but your code doesn't work well. Using developer tools, you can easily debug your code. Debugging simply means you can run your code line by line, step by step, and see how your variables work, how your JavaScript functions get executed, and all the JavaScript outputs that your browser produces. It is very helpful to identify some issues with your code. If there are any errors in your web page, developer tools show them to you as well. You can fix those errors and bugs before publishing your website to public. Another very interesting feature is you can generate performance test reports using Google Chrome Developer Tools. Next, I will show these in action. Remember, there are so many other features as well. Please check out Google Chrome Developer Tools official documentation linked in your further reading section. It is very interesting to discover hundreds of new latest features. Now we are going to look into a practical usage of Google Chrome Developer Tools. Now I am going to show you how to use Google Chrome Developer Tools in practical manner to debug your web applications. So as you can see, I have created a simple web page. This web page has HTML file, CSS file, and also a JavaScript file. This simple web page can actually calculate a tip that you can give to a waiter when you are enjoying a restaurant meal. You can enter the bill amount and you can rate the service, quality of service. Let's say it was okay. Then you can enter number of people that you are going to divide your bill together with. Let's say 5 people. Then you can calculate how much of a tip that you can give to the waiter by clicking this button. So this web page will give you the tip amount. So this is a simple web page which has HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now I am going to show how to use Google Chrome Developer Tools to change some of the functionalities and look and feel of this web page. How to open Google Chrome Developer Tools. There are multiple ways. One method is open Google Chrome go to View, go to Developer, and there you can click Developer Tools. So Google Chrome Developer Tools will open from a side of the window. There's another way. You can right click on your web page. There go to Inspect. So that will also open Google Chrome Developer Tools. You can actually change the position of the Google Chrome Developer Tools. If you want, you can actually dock it as a separate window also. You can get it as a separate window, or else you can keep it docked from a side of your web page as well. Right, so I will dock it from the left side. Now I have my Google Chrome Developer Tools like this. Let's say you are not happy with the look and feel of this drop down menu. It looks a little bit bigger than the other input fields. If you are to change this, matching the other element sizes, our normal approach is we go to our Visual Studio Code or whatever your web editor, and there you need to find the relevant HTML tag. In this case, it should be this particular tag, service column. There you need to identify what is the CSS related to that. We can identify there's a CSS associated. So probably that CSS will be in styles.css. You have to go there, and then you have to find out the relevant CSS for this particular input field. But using Google Chrome Developer Tools, it makes our work very easy. All you have to do is go to Elements section. Here it will show the HTML code. There you have to identify the relevant HTML code for this drop down menu. So I will expand body tag, and then I will hover my mouse pointer on different tag, and you can see when I'm hovering, my HTML preview web page is highlighting the relevant area. So probably I should expand calculator div, and I will scroll down. I'm trying to find out the HTML code related to this drop down. So it's getting highlighted when I'm changing my mouse pointer. So it is very easy to identify it. Now all I have to do is I select the relevant tag. It is select tag for drop down. Now I need to change the CSS for this. I can change the CSS and preview it as well. After selecting the relevant tag, you can see there's another tab called Styles in the bottom of this screen. I click the Style tab, and there you can see this Styles is listing all the applicable CSS for this section, select tag. There's a padding, there's a margin left, font size. Now, first thing I need to reduce the size of this. So probably, I think maybe I can change padding values. First, I can turn off padding style and see how it looks like. I will untick it. Now you can see when I'm toggling, when I'm turning off the padding style, this drop down is getting rid of the padding properties. It is very easy because you don't need to go to your code and edit anything. You can preview all the changes. Right. Now I feel I have to keep my padding, but I can reduce the size. So instead 13, maybe we will reduce these padding values maybe to 8 from all of these size. They are here also maybe. Yes. Okay, great. Now I reduced my padding values. It looks okay to me now. Then the other thing, you can see this drop down menu is little bit misaligned. So I can probably take this drop down bit more into my left hand side. You can see there's a style already applied called margin left with 20 pixels. It is little bit too much. So I can vary this margin value and see how should this look like. I will take it like this. Probably I will make it 0, or simply I can get rid of the margin left property. So it will make this drop down aligned to others. Likewise, you can change the look and feel with any web element that you want. Another example, if you think this color of this button is not good enough, you can try or you can test some matching other colors for this button. All you have to do is you need to identify the button tag. You can see here this is the button HTML code. So you select it and go to style tab. There you can see all the styles applied to this button. At the moment, the button color is set to this particular dark red color. But if you think you can propose a new color, you can actually see by changing these colors, and you can get a live preview while you are editing. If you're happy with another color, you can identify that particular hex value or the color code value. This is how you can use Chrome Developer Tools to debug and style your web pages. But remember, all the changes that you are doing within the Chrome Developer Tools are not getting saved in your actual code. If you reload this web page, all of these changes will be discarded. This is just for previewing. Once you are happy with your testing and debugging, you can change these actual styles, actual values in your code. So if you want to keep this blue color for your button, if you're happy with this, then you can identify what is the new button color value, and then you need to go to your styles, and there you can change the relevant button color. So this is the previous button color which is in your code styles.css, but now you identified a new color. We recognize that using Google Chrome Developer Tools, and then you can do the change. And also remember, we change our margins in the drop down menu as well. We actually removed margin left and we set padding into 8, everything. So I have to do that change in the CSS also. Here we change our padding values to 8 and we get rid of margin left. We do not need it. I will show another feature of Google Chrome Developer Tools. If you want to debug your JavaScript code, if you want to execute your JavaScript code line by line, you can do it using Google Chrome Developer Tools. For that, open your web page and then go to Sources. There you can identify your HTML code, JavaScript code and CSS code. I will go to JavaScript code, and let's say you want to execute your JavaScript code line by line, right? For that, you can open this code, and if you want to see how the execution happen, for an example, if you want to see how this if block is getting executed, you can select that line, and in front of this line you can click it and it will be highlighted in blue color. We call this a breakpoint. That means when you are executing your JavaScript code, your browser will execute all of the above lines, but it will stop at this particular line number 8, the line that we added a breakpoint. Because of that, you can inspect all the variable values, all the execution process flow, everything by temporarily holding your execution flow. Let me show it to you. I am going to enter a bill amount and my service quality and number of people as 5, and if I click the button now, this JavaScript code will be executed. But now you can see in the web browser it says paused in debugger. Why? Because we added a breakpoint. That means this JavaScript code is now temporarily in hold position. Now if you can see, when I am hovering my mouse pointer on some of these JavaScript variables, we can actually see the initialized values for each of these variables. And also we can see other variable values as well. Now up to line number 8, our JavaScript code is executed. But now suppose you want to know whether this if condition is true or false, whether the line number 9 is getting executed or not. You can add breakpoints and you can see what will be the next execution line. You can click the next step button here. I will click it. Now you can see from line number 8 we came into line number 13. Why? Because our if condition is a false condition. Because of that, we did not execute this if block. But the remaining lines are getting executed. You can identify them. You can use most of these advanced features when you are in next course module, web application development. As web designers, as beginners to this subject, I just wanted to show what kind of things that you can do with this powerful developer tool. I encourage you to read further, refer further reading section, and also do some of these experiments with yourself, with your existing web applications. We looked into a practical session on how to use Google Chrome developer tools. I encourage you all to check out further reading section for additional information. I can't wait to see you in the next lesson. Till that, thank you very much. Hello students, I am Yasasri Wickramasinghe, a former lead software engineer, and also currently I am working as a lecturer at University of Moratuwa. We have come to the end of our course, Web Design for Beginners. Today, we are going to look into designing responsive web applications for different devices as our last topic. Please have a look at our usual color coding. You are going to learn and understand the importance of responsive user interfaces and also the methods available to design these responsive web pages. Remember the last time you saw a website like this? You open the page, but the page does not fit to your browser window properly. Some text are too small and the images are massive. And if you resize the browser window or if you are having a small monitor, you can only see the part of the web page and part of the images. Most of the content are hidden and you have to scroll horizontally and vertically to view them. Now, we call this kind of websites non-responsive websites or non-responsive web pages. You will notice non-responsive web pages better when you are surfing internet with a mobile device. I am very sure you have experiences like this. When your device screen is smaller, you find it very hard to view the content. But what if your website is visible like this on your mobile screen? How cool is this? You know what? This is one of the hottest web development trends out there. And I want to motivate you to explore this field further. I will show a simple example and show you how to design a simple responsive web page. Okay, now I'm going to create a simple HTML file. Let's start with HTML tag. Then we have head tag. And then we have body tag. Now inside the body tag, I'll add a title. And then I'll add a simple image. I have already added an image to the root folder. File name is image.jpg. We have this image. I'm going to insert this image into my HTML file. I have image tag. Then I am giving image file name. Let's see a preview of this very small web page. Okay, now you can see our web page is visible with the image, but the image is actually too big and you have to scroll a lot. Suppose there's an user and he has very small screen size. Let's resize this browser and see. Now you can see when I resize the browser, still the image is going outside of the visible browser screen. This is not responsive. So if someone wants to see the image, they have to scroll. This is not very user friendly. So how we can make this very simple web page with this image a responsive one? You can easily do this using CSS. I will create a style. So you are already familiar, CSS. I'm going to create style. Let's call this style responsive style class. Then I will denote my width as 100% and height as auto. My width is 100%. This is not a pixel value. This is a percentage. And height as auto. Now I'm going to add this CSS to my image class. My style class name is responsive. And now let's see our web page. I will refresh this. Now you can see our image is automatically resizing according to the window size. And also you can see entire image width is adjusting automatically according to the screen size. This is very easy rather than looking an image overflowing outside the window. Previously, the responsive design was identified as designing web pages to work well with different screen sizes. But now it goes beyond that. Nowadays, websites are designed to identify users' device configurations, even whether the system settings are set to dark theme or light theme, no matter the device is a laptop or a mobile device. These responsive web pages are intelligent enough to identify a lot of device configurations and work well with them. Let me show another example. Now, this website can automatically detect the system settings such as dark mode or light mode. When the mode changes, website colors also change automatically to suit the operating system's color theme. It is not limited to personal computers or laptops, but it also works the same with mobile operating systems. This concludes your 5th lesson and also the entire course module. I am glad you have come so far with us, and I can't wait to see what will be your next big web project. Don't forget to check the further references section for more resources. Also, challenge yourself with course level assessments and prove your learning so far. I wish you all the very best. Thank you.